In this video, I'm going to be reacting to Ben Shapiro's top 11 books boys should read list. More about that in this video. Welcome to Talks, everybody. I'm your host, Kenneth Glenn, and today I'm going to be talking about books. As you all may know, I like reading. I'm a big reader. I'm a big avid fan of reading. I think reading is fun. I know, weird, right? I think there's a lot of great books. There's a lot of great stories. And there's a lot of great things we can learn from reading books. I think books are one of the best medias out there. Ben Shapiro made a list of 11 books that boys should read. So we're going to look through these, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and what I think about these as an avid book reader. So the article starts out, it says, "It is tough to get boys to read. I am an exception to that rule." So am I. "I have read incessantly since childhood, but I see that my son won't sit long enough to read. He'd prefer to build things, run around, or bother his sister." Based. Which means that if you want boys to read, you have to give them material that excites them, that fascinates them, that rivets them. With that in mind, here are 11 books that all boys should read. Three Musketeers. Yeah, it's a pretty decent one. I like the older books, because a lot of older books have like life lessons that we know come from older books. And it's kind of neat to go back and read things that give these life lessons. See, I don't mind that pick. That's not a bad pick at all. Three Musketeers is a solid book. Shane by Jack Shapiro. Western is an all-time American art form. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, I've never heard of that one, never read it. I might check it out. I like reading things that are more modern, though, like World War II and onward. So, I don't know. I could probably check it out. I probably would like it. I see Westerns all the time. When I look in Barnes & Nobles, if I'm looking through books, I see there's like a huge thing of just Westerns. But, I don't know. I've never gotten into them. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Never heard of that one. Actually, either. This is going to be very weird if I don't know all these books, because I'm going to be exposed for not being a real reader. Never heard of that one either, though. If you want to cultivate the taste of learning in your boys, give them some Jules Verne. Bridging the gap between pure adventure, yarn, and early science fiction. Okay, that's why, because I'm not a big science fiction fan. That might be why. Like, I've heard people tell me, like, oh, you should read Ready Player One, you should read Dune, you should read that. I'm not a big science fiction guy. I don't really care for science fiction. I've kind of, like, grown out of science fiction as I've gotten older. I like realistic things that are based in reality, sort of. Not everything I read is based in reality. Like, I still like Star Wars, I still like Lord of the Rings, but, like, besides that, not big fan. Like Harry Potter, things like that, not a fan of. Yeah, I don't know if I'll check that one out. Not a big science fiction guy. The Man Who Would Be King. I've heard of this one. I have never read it. Kipling is for your teenage boy. If your teenage boy is looking for rip-roaring adventure and a solid dose of British stiff upper lip civilization pride, Kipling can't be bested for either. This book, simultaneously hilarious and stirring, follows British soldiers, part-time mountebanks, who decide to become kings of Tariffscan. So they simply pack up some rifles, head across the mountains to fulfill their destinies. There we go, Sherlock Holmes. I do like the Sherlock Holmes series. I'm a big mystery fan, My favorite's the Lawrence Block series. Lawrence Block makes really good mystery things. The Jack Reacher series makes good mystery. Sherlock Holmes is also a good mystery series. The problem with Sherlock Holmes, in my opinion, though, is that he's like too smart. He's too good at his job, and it kind of sucks me out of the book. Because Sherlock Holmes, he'll be like, "Oh, this thread is only found in certain Victoria's Secret bras. It's only found in the limited edition." And he's just like too smart, dude.
Watson, a clue! The intruder has tracked in a red clay which can only be found near London's homosexual bathhouse.
Amazing, Holmes. How did you know that?
Just from, like, books and stuff.
He could decipher like 46 different types of ashes. He could like tell what cigar you were smoking depending on what ash it is. It's just like he's just too smart, and it kind of sucks me out. I like mysteries where the person's like figuring things out, and he uses like legitimate clues and finds it out better. And I like that. I like it like that. Freddie McFadden also makes good. Her books aren't all mystery books, but they're definitely really great if you like mystery. She makes really good books, and her twists rival those of Saw. Some of my favorite Sherlock Holmes book is probably be The Hound of the Baskervilles. Plus, they made a really good movie on it. It's like 3 hours long. Treasure Island. Oh, I really like that one too. Treasure Island is a very good book. Very good action. I think it's pretty short last time I remember. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. So yeah, it's only 238 pages, so it's a pretty short book. And it's a really good story, really tense, very fun. I like this one. I liked it in school. But yeah, this is a good one. Very classic characters. There's been so many movies about this book. And yeah, this is a really good one. Call of the Wild, another decent book here. So this story is about a dog who gets kidnapped to get traded for like dog sledding, and his owner's got to get him back. It's just super. This is a good book. This is a good story. I didn't see the movie, but the book is good. It's a very good book. I'm pretty sure this one's a fairly short one too. So yeah, this book only has 100 or 230 pages, so that's another pretty short book. That probably take you about 2 hours to read. So next one, Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Obviously, this is a good series. Plus you got The Hobbit, which I would argue The Hobbit's actually a better book in my opinion. Hobbit, because you think about it, they made 3 Hobbit movies. And if you like the 3 Hobbit movies, imagine all 3 movies being crunched down into like a 300-page book. It is just non-stop action, non-stop plot. It never ends. It just keeps going. Super neat. But Lord of the Rings is another good pick. It's another pretty good book. Like I said, Hobbit's better. But Lord of the Rings, very good. Very good series. So yeah, this is a good pick. I like this pick. Chronicles of Narnia. Not a fan of this. Not a fan. I'm a Christian. I know it's like represents Jesus or whatever. Not a fan. I still do not like this book. I couldn't get into it. I'm not into all this fantasy stuff. Just not a fan of it. This is not up my alley at all. This is not my kind of thing. I find the book kind of weird, and they're just like ridiculously long. I'm pretty sure these books would have like rivaled Tom Clancy. The Once Future King by T.H. White. Not familiar with this one. This is simply best work of fantasy ever written. The first half of the book, which details King Arthur upbringing and explores. Okay, so it sounds like a good book. Sounds like something I could read. I just never heard of it before, I guess. And then the last one is Lord of Flies. I can agree with this. This is a decent book. This is pretty good. Not one of my favorites, but it's a solid book. This is the book that would go on and create the Hunger Games series, which are okay. Very good book. It's about these boys that are stranded on an island and they have to find a way to survive. And it is super intense because the kids end up turning on each other and they end up fighting each other. So it turns into this. It basically turns into this like Fortnite battle royale kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty decent, not bad. And like I said, it's an older book. Like I said before, it's an older book, so you learn a lot of things from it. So yeah, what do I think about this list? It's not bad. It's not a bad list. I wouldn't say it's a great list because there's a lot of fantasy. I'm not a big fan of fantasy books. Not a big fan of sci-fi, but pretty good book, or pretty good book list, actually. Now, books I would encourage people to read, for boys at least, the Jack Reacher series, very good series. Jack Carr's Terminal List, very good book series. I love this series. And also, it's Jack Carr, and he's based. My personal favorite, the Gray Man series. All right, if you haven't read this, you need to read them. You need to read all of them. They're amazing. They're perfect. You know that Homelander meme? It was perfect. You know that Homelander meme?
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
That's the Gray Man series wrapped in a bubble. You have The Hobbit, which is pretty good. Like I said, it's action-packed. It's literally just over 300 pages. It's a little over 300 pages. Really great story. Very, very good story. And then, of course, I love the Bantam Indiana Jones series. I have one right here. They're super rare to find, but if you can find them at like a thrift store or something, you gotta pick them up. I'm a big fan of the Indiana Jones book series. This is the Adventures of Indiana Jones. So this is based on the 3 movies. But still, very good stuff. Very, very good stories. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please leave a comment, subscribe for more. Give me a thumbs down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.